She had a routine doctor's visit, but they sent her straight to the hospital because she's retaining a lot of water. As I mentioned in the past, she has been suffering from congestive heart failure, and this is due to so many things and a long list of health issues, which include the hypertension, having a lot of high blood pressure, kidney problems, of course, to the point where her kidney level function is really really low, unfortunately. So and then of course that's affecting her heart, and then she's gotten congestive heart failure, was essentially a lot of water is being built up in her body, and it doesn't really leave, right? So, and it goes back from her heart, it doesn't really leave her heart, it goes back to her lungs, and then essentially she starts suffocating, and she's not being able to, she's not able to breathe very much, and to the extent where I remember one time she was feeling really bad. From the garage to my car, she literally ran out of breath, like completely out of breath. And she started getting very emotional because she was feeling really bad. Although, if you have a grandma and they're really, really tough cookies, man. Grandmas are just really, really tough people. And she wouldn't tell us how bad it was because one, she didn't want to go to the hospital. Nobody ever does. But two, she thinks everything's gonna be okay. But this time it really got to her, and we had to take it to the hospital. And essentially, what they do when we take her is just they start giving her a lot of medication through her IV to essentially remove the fluid, because that is what's causing most of the issues. And then when we come back home, finally we had, I guess to this point, we had gotten like a routine and a management plan where it was a little better. So she lasted about maybe a month or so without going to the hospital, which at this point was really good rate. I think what really hurt her was the fact that she ended up going to El Salvador with my family, and the heat, the walking. Um, my grandma, when she goes over there, she definitely likes to run the show when she goes back to the homeland, and she kind of acts as if like she doesn't have health problems, but in reality she does. So I think she came back a little worse than she would have if she was here. I was just glad that she went, and that she enjoyed herself as much as she could. I think that's a blessing, and all my family went and they had a good time from what I've heard. So I just hope now that she gets this fluid off and then we get back into a program.